Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel over here at Broke Boy Media. And today we are going to be re-reviewing Men in Black International. I messed up. Me and Devin recorded for like 30 to 35 minutes on our past review, and for whatever reason, my recording audio through OBS did not pick up on our voices in general. So it updated prior, and I didn't double check to see if it was actually picking up on our voices, and that was my fault. So we're gonna do a re-review of it.
It's be much worse. You guys missed out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, you did. It was really. We were feeling it. You know, like the flow was going, the juices were flowing. It was amazing. But yeah, so we're gonna do another Men in Black International review. Probably won't be as long because don't really want to repeat ourselves. But then again, they haven't really heard our thoughts yet. But only we know. But yeah, so today I'm joined here by Devin. How you doing today, man?
Doing swell. How about you?
I'm feeling like an idiot.
Yeah.
I was just dumbfounded, and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I've asked Devin if he wants to do this again. I'm like, if he doesn't want to do it again, I totally understand if he doesn't.
Luckily we had a nice Dead Don't Die double down.
Yeah, Dead Don't Die, double down, double feature, whatever you want to call it. I prefer double down. I like that a little bit better. But yeah, so Men in Black International, it was directed by F. Gary Gray. And two of the writers on this movie was Matt Holloway and Art Markham. That is a very odd name.
I like it.
Yeah, Art Markham. Hey there, Markham. Hey there, Art. You think it's Bart or Arthur? I don't know. Artie Markham. Congratulations. And a few stars in here. We have Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, Liam Neeson, Kumail Nanjiani. I got it right this time.
I think it's Kumail.
Okay, I didn't get it right this time, but I was closer than before. And he plays the alien Pawnee. And we also have Rebecca Ferguson as Riza, and Emma Thompson as Agent O, and among a few others, obviously. So your thoughts on this movie going in right before you saw it? Were you expecting it to be, mind-blowing, or, at least a decent film, or were you just expecting it to flop overall?
Yeah, going in, the expectations were definitely very low just because the trailers didn't look very promising, and then the reviews started coming in very poor, in the 20s in Rotten Tomatoes, I think. So yeah, just did not have very high expectations, but I think that actually ended up helping me because when your expectations are low, you're more open to enjoy yourself, I think.
That is very true. And a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people tend to forget that notion. They come in with all these super high expectations. Like, I was listening to like Cameron Barstool earlier today, and I'm a few podcasts behind, but they were talking about their X-Men Dark Phoenix trailer, the review, not the trailer in itself. And they said, people on the Reddit didn't believe how bad of a movie it was, even though I personally don't believe it's like the worst movie ever made, because I've heard some people say that. I'm like, I've definitely seen worse in my life than this. It was a bad movie, but we've both seen some stuff, a lot of things. But they were going on and on about that, and they pretty much mentioned, they're like, yeah, if you go into a movie not expecting a lot from it, then like you said, you're more likely to have a really good time with it overall, instead of being completely let down and sitting there for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe even more, just sitting through a terrible film. And my thoughts pretty much align with yours. I was excited in a way, just because we get Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson back at it again from Thor Ragnarok and Avengers.
Yeah, it's like the one reason that we went to go see it, just because of that reunion.
Yeah, we got Agent H&M.
Henry and Molly. I don't know why they had to give them names, but
yeah, I wasn't really feeling the whole Molly for Tessa. I was like, I honestly felt like you could have just used your own first names and we would have been cool with it. But it is what it is. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the comedic effects for it, and I know that you mentioned that in our non-existent other review of this movie, saying that the the comedy effect pretty much saved all of it, because we also mentioned that the plot was pretty similar to like two to three other films that we saw when
Yeah, the bland villain
yeah,
syndrome.
the what was it, the hive can take the
Yeah,
form of anyone, as Liam Neeson kindly put it. And we saw that in Dark Phoenix, we saw that in Captain Marvel. I feel like we saw that in another movie. I can't remember. I remember.
it's basically all just based on the Terminator, basically.
Yeah, and Terminator. Yeah, pretty much. So congratulations. We got 3 movies within what, a year of, the bad guys that can take the form of anyone. But like I mentioned before, that it was kind of different with Captain Marvel, because the scrolls they could take the form of someone, but they only regain the most recent memories of that human or being in general. But let's just get into spoilers really quick. So if you haven't seen this movie, turn back now. I'm not sure we've actually really given away too much already, but who cares? It is what it is. So what would be like your favorite scene of this movie overall? What made you chuckle the most, or the audience chuckle the most?
Any scene where Pawnee had a line was just the best part. He definitely stole the show.
He really did.
And the whole crowd was laughing. There was even like applauding and cheering, like after he said the line a couple times.
Oh,
that's how much people like Pawnee.
It's like, wait, pause it, go back. When he pretty much saved Agent M, Tessa Thompson's character, I was like, this dude's a lot stronger than I thought. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. Overall, I thought probably the funniest part was when, besides the Thor, joke that they threw in there.
The hammer.
He goes to reach for the tiny hammer. He throws it, and the alien catches it. He's like, that was an incredible catch. And then Pawnee pledging his eternal loyalty to Tessa Thompson.
My queen.
My queen. He's like, wait, are you a queen? I pledge eternal loyalty to you. He's like, no. He's like, sorry, I already said it. And he's like, you should have said no before. I thought that was funny when his previous queen had died, and he's like, I had to kill myself in the most gruesome way possible. And he kept like prolonging it because he clearly didn't want to do it. And he's like, wait a minute, maybe we can honor the dead by, living our life and honoring their memory. And they're like, yeah, that's a great idea. You don't have to kill yourself or, one person just because your old queen, old queen in power has been destroyed. But I thought it was cool. I feel like I'm repeating myself, probably because we recorded this before, but that's okay.
Yeah, the villains were definitely lackluster, and then the action sequences were not very good, like any of them.
Yeah, I liked more of the world building overall. Just
the aliens looked cool because they always do in Men in Black movies. Like
for sure,
the models look really good.
I wish we would have gotten more of the talking dog.
Yeah, you only got one line out of him.
Yeah, I actually thought that if it was like him and Pawnee having like their little like back and forth, that would have been funny.
Spin-off?
There we go.
A Pawnee movie?
Netflix original. Honestly, I would kind of like to see a Men in Black original TV show. I think that would definitely work. They would just have to get the right cast. But I remember
there is one. Yeah, I think we're thinking the same thing here. But there's one thing that we brought up in the previous video that we have to bring up here is that this was originally going to be a 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover.
Yeah, that would have been freaking amazing to see.
That would have been amazing.
And I would have lost it. Like, you get pretty much everyone from this cast, and you get
Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, Tessa Thompson, Chris Hemsworth, Kumail Nanjiani. Just yes.
Maybe throw a little Ice Cube in there. I don't know.
Yeah, it would have been so good. It would have brought in fresh stuff to the Men in Black series that definitely needs it.
Oh, for sure, because you get the Men in Black who deal more with like obviously more outer world threats. Then you have 21 Jump Street. You have these two secret organizations that are just it would be kind of funny if they never knew about each other and they kind of played off that. It's like, wait, you're two secret organizations that don't know about each other. Like, how does that work? I thought that would be pretty funny to see. But what did you think of Liam Neeson's character when it came to the villain? Because I thought, as I said yesterday before, that it was either going to be Chris Hemsworth, Agent H, or Liam Neeson's character. Because during the very beginning, we see them defeating quote unquote the Hive, but we don't know at that point that Agent H has been neuralized, and he kept repeating himself on how he defeated the Hive, and wouldn't go into any greater detail. So, what was your thoughts about the twist about there's a mole within MIB?
It doesn't really work anymore making Liam Neeson the surprise bad guy because obviously they did it in Widows, and he's had some.
But it was
bad
so
things
good
in
in
real
Widows.
life.
Like I
Yeah.
literally almost jumped out of my seat. I was like, no. And then they
It works in Widows because before that he was always a good guy, and he's never really been a bad guy except I guess Batman Begins. But
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was a good movie. I got to rewatch that sometime.
But yeah, it plays on your expectations because you think Liam Neeson, he's a good guy, but now it doesn't really work for him to be the bad guy because you're already used to it.
It's that smile, man. That damn smile.
That damn smile.
That damn smile. Yeah. So at first, and also I thought it was the other agent with the glasses. I thought he was the mole at first because he seemed a bit anal towards Chris Hemsworth. I'm like, oh, it's probably him, getting fed up. But then again, it's like, why would he risk his own job by, compromising the same organization that he works for? So I'm like, okay, that doesn't really make any sense. And then I was like, oh wow, so it's Liam Neeson's character. He turned into that weird alien thing, and I felt like he was like defeated too quickly. I felt like the movie was a little bit too fast paced, but I had my laughs with it overall. I don't know if this is a movie that I buy on Blu-ray, but like if it's on TV or if it comes on to like Netflix or Hulu or any other streaming service like HBO, like I would definitely give it another watch for sure.
Yeah, me too. It's ready for scores to wrap this up.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up because I was trying to think like what else did I say about the movie yesterday? I'm like, you know what? Let's get it over. And we're sorry if we're trying to rush through this one. It's just that we talked about this movie for like 35 minutes yesterday, and it was pure comedy gold. And I screwed the pooch on that. But so, what would you give the score out of 100, Devin?
I'm just gonna go with a 60. Okay. Like I said, the story and everything is pretty rough, but then there's enough humor in it to get you through it. I was never bored throughout the movie, so it's just a perfect summer blockbuster. Entertain you, turn your brain off. Don't really need to expect anything.
Yeah, for me, I'd probably give it like a 63, just a little bit higher, just because. I mean, in general, like you said, pretty much everything that you said. But I really just I really like the chemistry that Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson give off each other, and they've been in movies together in the past, and that was like my favorite part was just seeing these two MCU characters or seeing any MCU character in general in other movies, because as much as we love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's always great to see especially with like Chris Hemsworth. Well, not Chris Hemsworth because they might do Thor 4, but just in general, seeing them on do different projects, appear in different movies, and just seeing their career flourish. Yeah, so that is our thoughts, comments, and concerns. Excuse me. About Men in Black International. Just to let you guys know, we will be trying to put, for our audio listeners, trying to put our reviews on Spotify and iTunes. I said in our previous video that we just recorded for The Dead Don't Die that I'm working towards getting our iTunes subscription or our iTunes channel, whatever you want to call it, podcast, I guess, submitted. That does take a while, and once that goes through, I'm gonna I got to start from like one type of podcast platform between iTunes, Spotify, and then go from there. I've been messing around with a few other softwares that I've been, I kind of like, but, in general. But we hope you guys like this review. Let us know your thoughts, comments, and concerns in the comment section down below if you're watching this on YouTube, what you liked about it, what you didn't like it. And before I forget, you can always follow us on Twitter at BrokeBoyMedia. That's broke_boy, spelled BOI_media. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.